All right, we're going to continue to monitor Secretary Clinton's comments there in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Now, earlier, she gave an interview to PBS with Judy Woodruff, where she talked about the TPP agreement, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which is just coming off days after President Obama and 11 other countries signed on to this monumental deal. She is coming out against it. We have that video. Let's play it out.
I have said from the very beginning that we had to have a trade agreement that would create good American jobs, raise wages, and advance our national security. And I still believe that's the high bar we have to meet. I have been trying to learn as much as I can about the agreement, but I'm worried. I'm worried about currency manipulation not being part of the agreement. We've lost American jobs to the manipulations that countries, particularly in Asia, have engaged in. I'm worried that the pharmaceutical companies may have gotten more benefits and patients and consumers fewer. I think that there are still a lot of unanswered questions, but for me, it really comes down to those 3 points that I made and the fact that we've learned a lot about trade agreements in the past years. Sometimes they look great on paper. I know when President Obama came into office, he inherited a trade agreement with South Korea. I, along with other members of the cabinet, pushed hard to get a better agreement. We think we made improvements. Now, looking back on it, it doesn't have the results we thought it would have in terms of access to the markets, more exports, et cetera.
So are you saying that as of today, this is not something you could support?
What I know about it as of today, I am not in favor of what I have learned about it. And there's one other element I want to make because I think it's important. Trade agreements don't happen in a vacuum. And in order for us to have a competitive economy in the global marketplace, there are things we need to do here at home that help raise wages. And the Republicans have blocked everything President Obama tried to do on that front. So for the larger issues, and then what I know, and again, I don't have the text, we don't yet have all the details, I don't believe it's going to meet the high bar I have set.
Let's get straight to Steve Portnoy. He's our CBS News radio correspondent. He is on Capitol Hill. Steve, you heard Hillary Clinton's comments there to Judy Woodruff. What do you make of it?
Well, Vlad, what's clearly happening here is Hillary Clinton is saying that she, as of today, opposes what she has learned about the Trans-Pacific Partnership. This is meant to put her squarely in line with the organized labor, which is leaning hard on Congress to not pass this Trans-Pacific Partnership, which was announced earlier this week. Just to point out, though, what Hillary Clinton is saying, she's carefully hedging here. She says, as of today, based on what she has learned about this agreement, she is opposed to it. She outlined 3 reasons why. Number 1, it's not strong enough in her mind for American workers. It doesn't protect their jobs. Number 2, she says it's not tough enough on currency manipulators. And number 3, she says it does not include enough consumer protections for pharmaceuticals. It does not. It's perhaps perhaps too much of a giveaway to the pharmaceutical industry. So Hillary Clinton announces today that while she has helped to orchestrate this Trans-Pacific Partnership with 11 Pacific Rim nations, she is coming out against it, and it happens ahead of next week's Democratic debate in Las Vegas. Bernie Sanders, who is making a really strong run, of course, in New Hampshire and in Iowa, stressing that he has long been opposed to free trade agreements, and this one in particular. Now Hillary Clinton will be able to fend off that criticism, perhaps from the left. What's interesting is what kind of pressure this might put on Joe Biden, who just today was the subject of a draft Biden ad that was released by a political action committee that's urging Biden to get into the running. He is seen as a staunch advocate of this particular trade agreement on behalf of the Obama administration. It's possible that here at the Capitol, Joe Biden, as president of the Senate, may have to cast a tie-breaking vote to approve the deal if it were 50-50 in the Senate. And so this will increasingly put pressure on Joe Biden. He might wind up to the right of Hillary Clinton if he does get into the race on this incredibly important issue to a key Democratic voting bloc.
CBS News radio correspondent Steve Portnoy on Capitol Hill. Steve, thank you very much.
You bet.